Hi everyone, this is Aki with another quick tip. This one is about YouTube and how to upload your videos to YouTube. So I already have a video that I created and edited, and I have everything ready, and I'll show you how to upload it. But first I want to show you how I organize it. So I have it organized on my in my files, and I usually have a folder for each individual video, and then I have like supporting files there. Then I usually have an audio that sometimes I use for closed captioning transcription. Then I have an intro that I created in Canva. Then I have a presentation that I go over. Then I have my screen flow file, which is what I'm using for recording and editing. Then I have text file, which basically has summary of everything that I'm going to post to YouTube. So I usually have the descriptions, chapters, links, anything else that we will go over all of this. And then I have my thumbnail that I already did in Canva. And I have my video that I have it there already exported from ScreenFlow. So once you go to YouTube, I have two channels. So I'm going to show you one that I'm putting on my text channel. So once you click on that the icon in the right, you can switch accounts that you're using, but I'm going to use my text one, and I'm going to click manage video, or you can click create at the top and upload video. So I'm going to use the upload video. Now you can drag the file, so I already have it available here, so I'm just going to drag it over. And once you do that, now let me actually change the size so you can see my whole screen. So what is doing, YouTube is processing. So what's really great about YouTube right now is that you can keep going, putting information for your video while it's processing. So you'll be able to go through each of these steps even though it's still processing your video. Depending on the size, it may take a bit, and sometimes you're able to actually put everything there, click publish, and you will still be processing certain things. So once I have that, now, you can just do it as you're typing. I put all the information, but I like to prepare that information ahead of time. So let's say, I already know what I want, for my title. Maybe you want your title to be something that, people are searching for. I'm still working on this. I haven't perfected, and I keep going and changing my titles. Like if I see that people are not hitting the video, it means they're not finding it. So you can always change it. So no worries if you don't have a perfect title right away. So then later on, I want to go and copy my description. Title can be 100 characters, description can be 5,000. So I usually put everything here, and now like I can see I'm using Grammarly, that there's some errors, so I just make the corrections here quickly in my descriptions. And then I also have chapters, so this is like timestamps. So this will be, YouTube will develop these divisions in your video, especially for the longer videos. Like maybe some people want to see a section of your video, so this really helps them find that section that they want to watch. You want to make sure you start with 00 for intro before you keep going, so otherwise it will not work. Then I have some links to text information. Now you will notice that like the bold formatting from my text file didn't copy, and that's what happens. Like you can't see, the links don't look like links, but they will look like links once it's published. And then any additional resources, if they're disclaimers or so on. Now at the very end, I put a hashtag, and for branding, I put my my brand there for Tax Guide 101 for my text channel. And I don't like to put anything else, so I don't put like some general hashtag, because what happens when people click on it, they will go to any video. So let me give you an example how this looks. Oh, you see right there? So you see that tag right there, the hashtag is right there. And if I click on it, basically it will show all the hashtags that are linked to this. All the videos that are linked to this hashtag. So that's kind of how it works. YouTube will generate automatically a thumbnail for you, but obviously the best practice is to put your own thumbnail. Now I use Canva, so I already have one prepped, and I'm just finding it and adding, and you can always change it later on. If you want to change it, you click it and change it. If you don't have your old thumbnail and want to redesign, like, you can download it actually and figure out what you want to change. Now you see Canva. I can show you quickly the files that I have with all my thumbnails that I have, and I'm actually working through redesigning some of them, so that's why I'm keeping them right now here. But I really like using Canva for that purposes. So once you have that, then you want to select if you want to add this video to a playlist. And now, especially if you have a channel like I do for my design channel, I go over different tools. So I like to have playlists so people can find things easier, and then you can use a playlist for the end screen in your YouTube video, so they can find it easily. Instead of going to other creators, they can go to your videos that you think might be more relevant. So then this one I'm going to use for this playlist, say done. And you want to specify if it's made for kids. So none of my videos are made for kids, but if they are, you want to disclose that as well. Now, you think it's done, you would click next, but you actually want to click the show more down there. And here, if you have any paid promotions, you're supposed to disclose it, so you would specify that. I don't have it. Automatic chapters, I already put it in my description, so I do want this checked. So I want to have those automatic chapters in my videos. Now, another thing, best practice that I have learned so far is basically try to keep them shorter. At the beginning when I started, I was putting these chapters, like, they were so long. I mean, even now I feel like some of them should be shortened, but sometimes it just doesn't work 100%, but I try to make them as short as possible so it's easier to find them in a video. Now, tags. So I also have like a example of tags that I already kind of put for all my tags videos. So I just usually copy it as a starting point, and then I just keep adding anything that I'm thinking should be relevant. Let's say dip. And you keep going, and you can have up to 500. You can also go to some videos that you think might be similar to your videos to see what tags they're using, to just give you an idea. You want to keep it relevant. Obviously, you want to have tags that will bring people who will click out of your video because they realize it's not what they were searching for. So you want to make sure that it's relevant to your video. Now you want to specify the language. So I'm going to select English US. If this content has aired on television, so mine hasn't, recording date, I just keep what I'm posting. It's probably relevant, like if you're recording something that varies on location, that's important, maybe news and all that stuff, but for my purpose it doesn't matter. And here you can specify if you want to allow embedding, and I say yes, I'm fine if people embed, or I can embed in my own website and so on, publish to subscriptions, allow people to sample this content, parts of this video, I'm fine with that. Now, this is interesting actually for the videos that I'm listing for education for taxes, because it's a different category than for my design videos. My design go under how to style, and you see that's the only option that shows up. But if I click education here, I can also specify what kind of education. I'm going concept overview. Then it says which country is this educational video for, and then what level. I'm going to say beginner. And then you can specify also an exam, so if people are searching, they can find your video quicker. Now, in comments and ratings, you can either specify hold all comments for review, or disable comments if maybe this is going to be controversial, or you want to allow all comments, so you don't want to police it. But obviously I don't want to have spam on my channel, so I click the hold potentially inappropriate comments for review using the YouTube AI, and you can increase strictness, but so far it hasn't been bad for me, so I'm just using that option. And then you can see if you want to show how many people like this video or not. I said fine, and then you can click next. While this is doing, I'm noticing that actually it did check for copyright check, and it did process my video already. So some of the longer ones take a bit, and then especially if you have any in a format that YouTube has to convert, then it may take a bit. Now, Now here are the video elements. You see, like right now I have a check for copyright. So I already checked this step, even though I didn't go there yet, because it was able to do it because my video was processed. Now you can add subtitles. So in the past, what I've done, like I've exported my video and my audio, and then I would go to Otter and then import my file and get a closed caption. But now I'm actually moving away from that a bit and trying to use the YouTube auto-generated captions, and I'll show you how to later on make sure that it's listing your caption. You know, the subtitles is auto-generated by YouTube. You have to, it usually takes a day or so. Later on you have to go and do one more step to make sure that it shows up as closed caption. But for now, if you click this, you can upload the file. Auto sync, you would type it yourself, which, oh my goodness, no way. And then so I'm going to just discard the changes because I'm not uploading anything. You can do add and end screen. So basically what it does at the end of your videos, so now I have this ending screen and my videos. Basically you can see, like if you have this like vertical line, so if you drag it, it shows you where you are in a video. You see it's changing the video right here. So like at first I was really confused how to use this section actually. So now I understand it, that okay, this is showing up where I'm at the video, so I can decide at which point I want to put the end screen. So this is my end screen, so maybe I'll do it right here. So you can select what element. You can select from the ones that they suggest for you, or you can click the element and actually select individually which one you want. I'm going to say one playlist and one subscribe. So now this is showing up at this point, but this is showing my video at this point. But look at this subscription, the blue bar right there is actually coming here in the video at 9:47, not as I selected it here. So you actually have to take this and drag it to the point where you want. You won't be able to do it very far. So usually it's like, it seems like how many seconds? 5 seconds at the end you have to have this show up, otherwise you won't be able to add that. And then I can also change for my playlist. I can also drag it where I want. So I'm going to do it at the same time. Now you can also select the position. So once you have, let's say this, it shows up as blue, subscribe, then I can position where I want, and then I can do the same thing for the playlist. You have options where you want to position it. I'm going to put it there. Now I have to still select playlist. I won't be able to save this because I haven't chosen a playlist. So I'm going to choose the playlist that's most relevant for this video. Once you're good, you can click save, and then you can also add cards, which are these information flags that show up in a video in the top right corner, which kind of give a user an option, a viewer, to basically maybe for more information for another video that might be relevant, or provide more information, they can click on it. So I like to I just kind of learned it to do that, and I've been using it more, but I actually learned something that I'll show you that I didn't understand it very well. But let's say, you know, I'm going to choose this video. You can, you know, it shows you how this will look. You see this eye, and this will be the title of the video if you don't put a teaser text. But let's say I'm going to say something like that. So now this is kind of a teaser text, and if you click on it, it will preview what it will look. You can also add more custom message, something like whatever you like. So it will show up actually in addition to the video. I usually don't use the custom message. Sometimes it's hard to erase this, like once I put that in, but okay, I was able to do it. So this is how it will look like. This is previewing it. So basically it's just this icon that shows up. Now look where it's positioning it. You see that little blue icon right there? This is actually where this will come up, and it's showing me by default it goes at very beginning of the video, which is actually not what I want. Like if I'm talking about something specific, you want to check where you're talking about it in your video, and then you want to go to that point. So maybe let's say I'm here. Now this is not where you're actually saving the card. The card is right here. So you actually have to drag this here. So what I was doing, I was actually just moving this vertical bar, and I'm like, okay, let me save. But this blue part, I was just leaving it at the beginning. So I don't know, I just didn't understand it very well. So now I know, so now I have to go and fix some of my videos because some of them have it at the very beginning. So I will have to do that. But so this is the way to do it. So now I know that this will come in at 5:04. And if you want to change something or delete it, click delete card, save. You can also add additional card. If you click card, you can add additional cards if you want. But I like just having one, that's enough. Click next, no issues found. Now you see the copyright was already checked before. Click next. Now here is where you will publish. So the option is, if you want to keep it private just for yourself, I don't know, for whatever reason you want to keep it just for yourself, a video, you can select this option. You can share privately as well. You can have it unlisted. So this would be, let's say if you have family videos or something that you just want to you want to put it on YouTube, because first of all, it's great storage, right? Because sometimes on G Drive, on my Gmail, I'm running out of space constantly. And you might not have another option to share something with someone. So maybe that's how you want to do it. And then you would share the link and only the people with the link be able to watch it. You can also put it as public video like I'm doing on my channels. And you can also do it as a set as an instant premiere to premiere it when it's stops processing. And there's more information. What does it mean? Like you can watch it with viewers, maybe for bigger audience and so on. That's an option. But for me, I'm just using as public. I can also wait to schedule it to post at different time. And you can read some articles or watch some videos on when they suggest to schedule your videos. So before I was like really scheduling it not correctly at all. Like now I'm trying to do it like they say, between either in the morning or noon, during lunchtime, or between 3 and 5. Wednesdays they're saying, and weekends are really good, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I've been trying to do it at more reasonable hours. Before I was like posting, 12 a.m. like scheduling it for next day. So I'm changing that. But so that's something you can look into, but you can schedule it. So most of the default time is usually the next day. And then you can obviously, that's what I was using, basically the default 12 a.m. But now I just try to do it like maybe 8 a.m. or something like that. And then you just click publish, and then if I schedule it right there, and then it tells me, when it will be set to public. So hopefully this helped you, upload your video. Maybe it's your first, what have you, or maybe you had some question about certain areas of uploading to YouTube. So thanks so much for watching. Here, now I want to just quickly show you with the closed caption. When I go to my videos right here, you see I don't have closed caption for this video or this, because I just put that. Oh no, this is a new one. So the way to go and add them, if you click on subtitles, now the YouTube generated closed captions are there now. If you click this arrow and click on the automatic ones, duplicate and edit, you'll be able to go in and actually make edits to the closed caption that are made by YouTube. Now you can notice that there's no punctuation whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is, because I use Grammarly, so you can go through it and use it to make changes, to fix some of the stuff. So you can do that later on manually, but for now I'm just going to cancel this. But that's the way to basically add that closed caption so it shows up on your video.